Hey everybody, it's me Frigoli here, and welcome back to day 9 of the 12 days of Wake and Bake. I hope you have all recovered at this point from the New Year's festivities. Welcome officially to 2019, and we're going to start it off today with something fresh, something new, something I haven't tried before, and something from Dabsmiths themselves. So shout out to Dabsmiths as always. In the rest of these videos and those to come, you can check down below for the link to his Instagram. Check him out. I believe it's Dabsmiths_3 or Dabsmiths3_, but just click the link. Unfortunately, he's been one of those guys, like many of us, who have been gotten by IG and have had their accounts deleted over and over again. So unfortunately that has been the case, but I'm pretty excited to try this one. He gave this to me maybe about a month or so, not even a month ago, I think, actually, at this point. It's Jungle Cake. It's a half gram of Jungle Cake HCFSE, grown by at mi_Kush. So Michigan Kush. It sounds like a Michigan collaboration. Still sealed. I'm gonna go ahead and pop that open now. This is I believe, from what I understand, Jungle Cake is a cross between wedding cake and White Fire 43, is that right? You guys can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I believe it's White Fire and wedding cake. One of the things about wedding cake is I've actually never tried it. I know it's been going around, it was going around big in 2018. Had a lot of people talking about it and, you know, extracting it, of course, growing it. Saw a lot of wedding cake like entries and stuff into the cup. Definitely blew up in 2018, but again, just kind of like GMO, it's one of those strains that kind of passed by me and I never got to get around to trying or growing. I'm having a little trouble getting this open. Oh, is this one of those child-proof caps? Oh boy. This is gonna be a little rough. Try not to break my Puffco peak of the process. Alright. I might actually have to pause this and figure out how to open this. It definitely looks like one of those child-proof caps, possibly. It's got a real thin glass to it, which is actually kind of cool. It's real low profile, but it makes it a little bit harder to grip onto and open up. Let's see if I can use my silicone mat here. There we go. Maybe my hands are a little too oily, but yeah, this dab mat definitely helps out. And that's actually a pretty cool jar. It's real low profile, nice kind of like matte finish, rounded edge cap, which is pretty nifty too. Now it does have the liner on the inside. Those of you that were fortunate enough to try some of our medicine earlier in this year, well, earlier in 2018 and before, knew that we had those liners in there. We have since basically stopped purchasing the caps that had the liners in them because you can actually kind of see it on here. You get a little bit that kind of like gets absorbed by the cap itself, especially if you have like a real terpy extract like many of ours are. That liner, like foam or whatever liner, tends to absorb some of that, and you know, of course that's no fun. You end up losing a little bit. But here it is. Here's the Jungle Cake, processed by Dabsmiths. Looks pretty darn tasty, and he has his logo on the top, and then on the bottom is actually the rest of the information. So it's a nice use of the space there. I can't quite pin my nose on that one, but again, I haven't tried wedding cake or jungle cake, I guess, for that matter, so I'm not really sure what to expect. It sounds fantastic, especially if it does taste like cake. I'd be all for that, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's go ahead and dive in and dab it. We are going to use the Puffco Peak again today. I'm very happy that I do have this running again. I was pretty disappointed that my other glass broke. The stem on the inside had snapped off after cleaning it right before the start of this whole series. So we were using the e-nail in the previous videos, and I'm glad to have this Puffco Peak back. Really simply for the mobility. It's a little bit harder to clean, or keep clean, I guess I should say, than an e-nail. It does work incredibly well, and it has honestly probably the best flavor out of any smoking device I've ever used. So again, Jungle Cake by Dabsmiths. Let's go ahead and know, I'm gonna do what's called a preload. I'm gonna put the concentrate in there, cap it, and then hit the button, and that'll heat it up while it's in there. That's actually what the instructions say to do. But sometimes, kind of right off the bat, I was just, you know, hitting that button to heat it up, throwing it in there, and then basically just almost immediately taking the dab. But oh, it's even rounded. That's interesting. The inside of the jar, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on camera there, but it's like got a rounded edge on the inside too, which I imagine would help with, you know, kind of keeping your concentrate centered and together, rather than, you know, washing around, especially if it is very viscous. But yeah, that's interesting. It's an interesting jar. I don't think I've seen one like that before. So go ahead and load that up. That was a pretty sizable dab here. I think we're on red still. Yep, we're on the red. Go ahead and double tap that. The battery is dead. Oh, why does this happen to me? Why does this happen to you? So that's the one thing about this, is you can't just plug it in and dab while it's charging. You actually do have to charge it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on the charger for about 5 minutes. That should be enough to get us a dab out of it, and then of course I'll have to charge it for probably an hour or two to get the max charge. And one pro tip real quick, now that I'm thinking about it, and this is why this is dead right now, is the last time I used it, I didn't turn it off. And you wouldn't think, if you didn't read the directions, or, you know, saw maybe a post on Instagram, which is how I found out about this, you actually have to hold down the button for about 3 seconds to turn it on, but you also have to do that to turn it off. So this will slowly trickle out the power even if you aren't actively dabbing with it. They say you get about 30 dabs out of it. I don't know if you're gonna get quite 30. You might get 20, 25. That seems to kind of be my general range on this battery usage, but quick 5-minute charge and we should be able to go ahead and dive right into this. So I'll be right back. And we're back. I've got it hopefully somewhat charged. I gave it about 6 or 7 minutes on the charger, so let's just dive right in and get our day started, see if that worked. There we go. It buzzed. It's heating up. We're ready to dab. It's dab time, everybody. Grab your rigs, grab your torch, grab whatever you got, and let's wake and bake. Cheers to you guys for sticking with me through 9 days so far of the 12 days of Wake and Bake. We got 3 more to go. I know I've got at least 1 more edible coming, probably a supercharged joint, and I'm not sure what else. I've got 1 more I got to figure out here, so it's ready. Cheers. Ooh, it's right there in the nose. Oh yeah, there's that heat coming through in the arms and the forehead. That's pretty tasty. It's hard to really compare it to anything though. I don't know. I really can't stick my finger or my tongue or my nose on that one. It's smooth. I could see how it has like that little hint of cake in it, but it definitely has some gassy flavor too. There's definitely really no citrus to it. It seems to be more gassy. Kind of reminds me of almost like a offshoot of a Bewitched. Like if I cross Bewitched with something, it almost kind of tastes like that. That's pretty tasty, very smooth. And before I forget, another pro tip: immediately Q-tip your bowl, because these things get dirty fast, especially if you let them sit and let that wax kind of harden up on there. It's a pain in the butt. You can get 3 packs of bowls. They're fairly cheap, and I've replaced mine I think at least twice already, which doesn't really sound like a lot, but it does add up. I know people have had problems with their atomizers on these too, but I have yet to, but I do have a backup just in case. But yeah, this is the daily driver. This is the one to go with. I'm telling you guys, if you can afford it, or if you can save up and put some money aside, it's definitely worth getting. You've got an absurd amount of color combos and light up ones and all this crazy stuff now. So you can really kind of get something that matches your personality, if you will. But again, shout out to Dabsmiths. I appreciate the Jungle Cake, man. Great job on it. Definitely go check him out in the link below in the description on Instagram. And of course, as always, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe so you get the notifications when I do post new videos. Hopefully YouTube still throws those notifications out. I know I've heard of several channels that, you know, apparently their subscribers just never get notified for whatever reason. But give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and until next time, guys, good luck and grow big.